When it comes to COVID-19, there are lots of different statistics, but perhaps the most important number of all is the R number, the reproduction number. It gives you a sense of how many people every given person with the disease might be passing it on to. And when you look at the UK, at how that's evolved, you can see it's come down an awful lot from the early phase of the pandemic, over 3, so 3 people for every person who had the disease might get it off them, down to below 1. And it's that 1 point which is so crucial. Below that, you're not seeing the exponential increase in the disease. But look, more recently, it started to creep up, and now, according to the government, up to 1.1 to 1.4. It equates to growth of about 2 to 7%, and that's more or less what we're hearing from other sources as well. So a different measure of this is this ONS survey, the Office for National Statistics, looking at how many new cases we're seeing, and they're talking about new cases being around 6,000 a day. It looks like a steep increase, but bear in mind what we're talking about here is it doubling every 10 days. It's going up, but back in the early phase of this pandemic, we were talking about 100,000 new cases every day. We were talking about it doubling every 2 days, 3 days. So this is very, very different, although it certainly is on the rise. And when you look across different parts of the UK, we've got this map here, a heat map. The darker the areas, the more COVID-19 you're seeing. What we'll see is there are certain hotspots, and Bolton we've heard a little bit about, 213 cases per 100,000. It is way above most of the other areas in the UK. Look, for instance, at Warrington, so we're seeing new restrictions there, but it is 105 cases per 100,000, so a lot less than Bolton, but nonetheless going up and quite a high level. But there are some parts of the country where actually we're seeing cases going down. So Swindon was on the watch list until not that long ago, but now it's down to 13 cases per 100,000. So some areas, they are able to get the level down. But when we take a step back and try and think about where we might be headed, it's worth just looking at a few other countries, because we know that the disease is also spreading in France. That's where France is at the moment, up to about 8,000–9,000 new cases a day right now. Spain is in a similar kind of trajectory, up above 10,000 cases a day. So it's worth just working out where the UK sits. And let's have a look at our line. Actually, we are more or less in line with those trajectories. That's where we are right now, but it's quite probable that in a few weeks' time in the UK, we could be up to 10,000 cases a day. Now, that is potentially very scary. But on the other hand, there is a bit of good news out of Spain. They are starting to bring the growth rate of cases down. So it does look, for the time being, as if the outbreak, it's rising, but it's not rising anywhere like as fast as it did in the spring.